Papa Blue Shirt here. We're going to change the controller on this Philodo Forester today. You can see I have a dual battery setup here, but had a problem. It doesn't go in all-wheel drive again. This will be my second one I've installed on this. So I thought I would document it in case someone else has the same problem. So basically you start out, you take the cover off here, and you got to pull these wires out here, right here. Got to pull that out, and it comes around here somewhere. Yeah, down to the wire, down to the tire down there. That's where it comes out. It goes in down here from inside the box. So let's get this apart and see what it does. Well, there's what it looks like in there. Just gonna pull down here so you get it out of your way. Look at how you put it in there, because it's kind of tight because there's wires that run across right in the middle, so you can't use the full length of this. So kind of get an idea how the wires are in there so you can put them back in again. A lot of extra room here. And of course I turned off both of the batteries and then turned on the power to take all the power away. Last time I did this, I didn't lose my miles, so I'm not expecting to lose them this time. Hopefully I won't. It was 51 something. No, 50, 53. I need to document that. All right, there you go, 54-23. Just wanted to make sure that I had that documented. So now I'll turn off the battery. I'm gonna turn it off by the power first. There we go. Then turn that, and I can turn it back on, but it won't come. It'll come on for a little bit, and then it stops. So there you go. Then you just cut the wire loose. A couple of zip ties here and there. Be careful not to cut the wire. That wouldn't be good. Let's cut the zip tie there, and we'll cut it here. It's hooked on the back side there. And then there's also a place up here. There's also a place up there with a screw in it. You see it right there. Right there. Take that screw out, then you can take it loose right there. Okay, this is a 3mm hex. I'll be using a electrical fish tape. What you do is you just put it on there and you tape it on there. If you don't have that, you can use probably a rope or another wire. Just don't go pulling that wire out and trying to feed it up from the bottom without something to pull it back up through, because it won't work. All right, I taped it up here. Hopefully I put enough tape on it. I'm try to pull that back through. hardest part is getting that little plug in that end there. Getting it in and out, the hard part. And there you go. And there you go. See, I got that. Now I'll tape the other one on there and I'll pull it back up. Well, here's the new controller as I received it. And we'll have to pull the back one out too in a second here, but I'm gonna make sure that I do the front so I don't get them mixed up. Do the front one first. So I got a little piece of tape on here, holding it to my splitter thing, holding it to the battery. So we'll just disconnect that. And it looks like, what we got here? Looks like the front one does not go through the center. The front one's the one on the side here, the one not going through the center. Probably not too hard to get them mixed up though, because the cords are really long. This one will only reach the back, it will never reach the front, so you won't get them mixed up. So let's get this disconnected and see what it looks like here. There's really only one way to hook these up. They only fit. Each of the plugs are different, so pretty hard to get them mixed up. And then you disconnect, there's two zip ties here. And you just spin this out. Spin it counterclockwise. And that'll pull right out. And then you just pull it back up through. This was a little difficult last time, but we'll see what goes on this time. All right, for this one, I just taped a piece of a zip tie. I pulled this little rubber thing over the plug and then pull it back through. It's really tight. There's not a whole lot of room there, but if you move these wires around, maybe you can get it in there. Well, now comes the fun part. Trying to get this wire back up in there. Get it started through the hole first. I think I might put some more tape on the front of that so it's not so thick. All right, put a little more tape on there. Get it started through this hole here first. All right, that part's going. It's been to get the cap out of there, get the cord out, because there's not much room. Oh, that wasn't so bad. A little easier this time. Probably because I'd done it before. I knew what I was getting into. Works really good with a fish tape. Any other way, I don't know. But then I would pull just enough to hook up, because you want the excess down below. So I'll hook it up here. Let's see here. Get this bike in a better position. All right. I'll put that keeper back on. And then this wire here just kind of sits right here on the edge of this fork, just like that. So just make sure you have enough room there. You do, and now we can put this together. Pretty straightforward. Just find your wire. And, well, if I remember right, it goes this way. All right, I got it in there. What I did is I pulled all the wires that was in that hole and went behind it. And I pulled this little sleeve all the way back. Give you room to stick your finger in there and get it in the right position. But we got it in there, so now I can just untape it and run it through there. All right. That's what it looks like. There's actually more room in there than what I thought from last time. It all depends on how you put this box in here. I got the wires facing this way, and I rearranged all the wires so they'd all end up down here on the bottom. There's wires that come out of here and it goes across here and goes to the back. So you can't put it right in the middle, but the box can go right at the top. And that leaves you enough room to maneuver around in here. And don't worry, there's gonna be some plugs that aren't hooked up, because they use these controllers for other different types of bikes. So here's where we're at there. Now I should be able to just put the cover on and we should be able to go test it. Do have to put all my zip ties on here. I put the big wire on first and then I put the other ones around it. Do it on both and then push the excess back up in here and then rearrange this all. Push it in there. Somehow get it to all fit. And I found it's the easiest way to do this is with it laying down like this. I just put it on an old box, old bike box, and puts it right at the right angle. Last time I tried to do it on a stand upright and it was really rough. This went pretty good. And then I just zip tied it here like it was before. Just make sure you got enough room to turn. Should be good. I'm gonna turn the battery back on. And now the moment of truth. See if I still got my miles. Yep, 5423. And turn the other battery on. course, you probably only have one battery, but everything looks hunky-dory. I'm gonna go test it. Oh yeah, that's a whole lot more fun. I don't know if I can handle it one-handed. I better wait till I get out to the road before I try that all-wheel drive. Oh, I'd forgotten how scary fast that was. Oh, it's really scary with one hand. But yeah, well, we got our all-wheel drive back. All right, well, it's the next morning. I did take it for a 3-mile spin just to make sure everything was all right. But I'm gonna go on my ride this morning. Let's see how this goes. It's gonna be nice. You know, it's like you never know you miss something until it goes away. I'm so used to riding with the all-wheel drive, and not having it made a big deal. But man, it was so hot, 110. You know, I couldn't make myself change it, but now I got to change. So let's go. Yeah, I can ride one-handed when it's not an all-wheel drive on gravel, but when it's in all-wheel drive on gravel, boy, it's kind of scary riding one hand because that front breaks loose all the time. Well, that was sweet. Well, we got a nice sunrise this morning. Peeking over the corn there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hold my phone today. Yeah, I went to put my coat on this morning. I reached back to attach the Velcro, and I had a little piece of skin right below my nail. You know how you get those little pieces of skin? It grabbed onto the Velcro and ripped my skin off and started bleeding all over the place. So I got a Band-Aid right there where I'm holding my phone, so it makes it a little difficult. But maybe it'll work in here, not be so slippery. Well, look at that snake. That was a big snake. That was about a 5-foot snake laying there. Looked like it had been killed. Well, that's about what I can do without the all-wheel drive. Woohoo! Yeah! When that all-wheel drive kicks in, boy, it's I love it. I love it. So much more exciting. Yeah, I don't usually use the all-wheel drive all the time because, boy, it's so peppy. You got to be careful. I usually use it when I'm trying to get out of the way of a car, or if I'm going up a really steep hill or something. That's usually the only time I use it. And plus, like the fact you really go through your battery that way. Boy, it's in the 90s in the afternoon, but in the morning, boy, it's still pretty cool. Of course, you know, cool is kind of relative, I guess. Yeah, I have a few cool relatives. But yeah, once you're used to that hot weather, when it turns cold, boy, oh, that all-wheel drive really makes a difference. Oh, it's like hopping from a Volkswagen into a Porsche, you know, it's a big difference. Really big difference. I actually think even without all-wheel drive, it's going a little faster. Seems a little bit more peppy now, so maybe. Well, I noticed there's a tree starting to drop its leaves already. There's one tree that always drops its leaves early, about a month early. And so that's kind of my warning. Hey, we're coming up on winter. It's kind of a weird feeling when it's in the 90s. The tree must begin to drop its leaves according to where the sun's at in the sky, because it can't be because of the heat, because it's still real warm. I think that's neat how all that works. And most likely, when it gets in the 80s in the afternoon, I'll probably start riding in the afternoon again. Because when it gets really cold in the morning, I don't like that. Well, here's a hill that really slows me down without all-wheel drive, but I can build speed on this one with my all-wheel drive. I love going down hills. Yeah. And this is without all-wheel drive. Woohoo! Love going down those hills. Well, today I am going to change my faucet. You know, we're kind of a, redneck. Your mom says to fix a drip in the faucet, so I go in the kitchen and I move the faucet so you can't hear it drip.
Can you fix that faucet out there, please?
All right. Let me see here. There we go. Yep, it's fixed.
Oh, that's better.
But it's leaking so bad now, I guess I better do it. You know, that's what I love about our state. On every corner, they put a Target. Yeah, you don't do road rage much here. If you do, it might not turn out very good. Because everybody's packing. Yeah, I came through here one time and after the flood, and I seen a black item alongside the road, and it was square, and I thought, well, wonder what that is. So I went and looked at it, and it was some type of a book, and I really didn't have no way to haul it because it was really fragile, and so I kind of put it on the side of the road thinking maybe I'd come back later and get it. And the next day I come through and it was hit by a car and it was all demolished. So I never knew exactly what that was. But it was old. It was like a really old hardcover book. But it looked like it had been in the woods for years and years and years. So maybe it was something important. Or maybe it wasn't. Who knows? It's gone now. Oh, I love this all-wheel drive though when it works. Makes a difference going up these hills and getting away from cars. Yeah, I saw the other day that they're going to come out with an H8 that's a 60 volt, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully I can get my hand on one of those and do some testing for you. Because the H8 was one of the better bikes of mine. But if you're looking for the all-time mile champion, that would have to be the Jumbo. I put almost 19,000 miles on that one before I stopped riding it on a regular basis. 19,000 miles with no grease in the hub. Well, there's where we ended. It's about 47 miles, I think. Alrighty, well, the cicadas are loud today, but that was about 47 miles. I don't know if this mic is picking those up, but boy, they're loud. Anyways, 47 miles, and boy, I love that all-wheel drive. It makes a big difference. Hopefully this one will last. Alrighty, well, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Thanks for riding with me today and coming with me as I fixed my problem here. Hopefully, if you have the same problem, that was helpful in some way. Alrighty, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you.